And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. Alright, my latency is a little weird on Twitch, but I think the camera's good. Alright, my latency is a little... Let's just double check YouTube. On Twitch, but I think the camera's good. Alright, my latency is a little... Let's just double check YouTube. YouTube is good. Alright. So it's the store. This is the... I've already forgot what I was calling this. Something Fang? Was it Wolf Fang? Dang, dog. What are you? Wild Fang. Wild Fang. I started working on the Wild Fang outfit, and now, of course, things are going sluggish because I've got OBS running. It's going to kind of look like this. We were doing the sword. I think I need to put a little bit of an angle in here to get that to fit a little bit better. I think maybe I should shut Marvelous Designer down. I'm going to add a curve to here. And a curve on the back of this as well. And I think I want to try to get the belt to come down the hip. So I think to do that, I'm actually going to have to add a curve into this portion of the belt. So I think we're going to do that. Let me hit save. I'm going to restart this. Also, I have other things in the background I don't need. I don't actually need Daz open. We'll close that up. Do I have anything else in the background that I shouldn't have? I do. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. While I make sure I've got everything shut down that I don't need opened in the back. Bum, 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 bum. We'll switch scenes here for just a minute. We'll go to the I'll be back screen and I'll be back. All right, I've closed everything down in the background. Also, let's go ahead and save and just restart Marvelous Designer. And Happy New Year to anybody who I haven't said that to yet. Got fresh coffee brewing. Got a little bit of coffee. Also, of course, I don't start lunch until a minute before stream. So if I ever close the camera, hey Charles, how are you doing today? So let's relaunch this and see if we can get the... I think I'm going to make a pouch. So we have the sword and the scabbard. I think I'm going to make a matching pouch for that. That'll go onto the either left or the right side. If we... And then what do we need? I'm thinking a headband. I'm waiting for Marvelous Designer to relaunch. How are you feeling today, Charles? Any better? Dum, dum, dum. Let's open up. Let's just go away. No. Recent Wild Fang. So I started actually putting together the Wild Fang outfit. The aerobics outfit got submitted to Daz today. So on to the next thing. Let's reshape this. So I'm going to put a curve in that so that it'll come down the hip. and run back up this way is what I'm thinking. So it's always a little tricky to get these in there. I'm tired and haven't been home from work very long. No, Charles, if you ever do nod off, no worries, man. You know that. Uh, I'm gonna take this. I want this over here, but I want to put this on a curve. So what I think I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to add a point in here for right now. And then I can move this around, then I can curve it out, and then we can chop off a good curve point on there. So what am I doing? Z, let's add a split, that's what it is. It's a split. I'm going to do a split. We're doing the splits. I'm going to just pull that out over here for right now. And what I'm going to do is take this and move it and rotate it. And then we'll curve this to fit that a little bit better. Yo, Sam, how are you doing? That's not doing anything. I hit the G key, which isn't the key that I should have hit. How goes the flying, buddy? I'm doing well. Happy New Year, dude. Uh-huh. Oh, you know what? I could just drag you and move you. That's right. This is not Blender. I'm starting to do Blender commands in Marvelous Designer, which is not ideal. Let's do the transform. Can I not just, I want to just rotate you. There we go. It's going well. Should be getting you're getting a plane? Nice. Let's try that. Let's see how this goes. What does that say? 25. Offset is an internal line. I'm going to say 25. I'm making a Barbarian Babe outfit. That's what we're working on today. I've kind of got the top sort of blocked out, and I'm kind of working on the bottom. And what I want is I want a better angle. I'm not happy with how that's looking, so I'm working at getting a better angle on this. I think we'll just cut that. I think I'm going to take that out. Let's see how this. So if I put it in a curve in there, you know what? I think I need it to be longer though, because now I just made it too short. So we're going to go back a few steps here. And what I need to do is probably just pull this segment out around here a bit more. We'll try that. Now we'll do the offset as an internal line. Do you make? I don't. I kind of know how it's done, but I actually generally don't. At least I haven't recently. I've made a couple back when I was in investment banking, um, and did it and printed those up. But generally, I mean, I kind of know what's involved with it. Are you looking to get something made? I mean, they have things you can pick up online. You need to get a 3D model of your plane. I mean, if it's a standard plane, there's probably STL models out there already that you can probably pick up. I'm going to guess. Or are you building? Are you? What kind of plane you getting, dude? You building your own? One of those little custom factory jobs? Or are you purchasing a pre-existing one, which what sane people would do? You have looked and you have not. Oh, okay. Oh, bummer. I'm not actually taking commissions either. So that's another thing. I just don't have time anymore. Where did my split go? Let's try this again. If you find a model that's not actually available, I could maybe clean that up for you, but it's not something I do. All right, there's something in here. Oh my googly boogly. Look at all of those little extra points. That doesn't need. You're building a kit box. Ooh, oh, that's your problem. Let me take a look at that. I don't have any recommendations. Can we control C that? Control V. So you're building your own plane. Oh, how cool. I'm getting different pictures of. I'm distracting myself. Yeah, sure. I mean, I imagine you're customizing it to a certain extent. I imagine that's probably going to be a few $100s there at least. You getting the big tires and everything? You're sending me the pictures. Never mind. I got to reopen Discord though. I just shut it down. All right. Let me see if I can clean this up. Uh, Offset as internal line. Okay. Cut. Let's delete that. Let's see how this is working out. I'm getting there. I think maybe if I make it a little bit longer. You could just, I don't know, I guess general and news is a good spot for it. I'm still tweaking. We're gonna redo back to there. I'm gonna pull you out this way further, and then we'll run that line through here again. Then we'll cut that. Then we'll take this and delete it. Then we'll do that and see how am I. You know what? I might be able to live with that. It's not exactly what I want, but I think it's closer. I'm gonna go with that. I have to add some details on here. We'll run some. We'll run a couple little internal lines in here. Offset as internal line, and we're going to say 5 on those. That way it'll break up like that. I'm going to do the same thing with these. I was going to add these eventually anyhow. Okay, now I'm going to delete you. And I think I can do that. Oh, there's an airplane. You got him. It looks nice, man. Have you been doing the work yourself? Dum 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 dum. It's pretty. I like your colors. Someone else is doing most of the work. Got it. Oops. These are those things that you need almost no runway for, right? I think I've seen pictures of. You got those great big tires for landing almost anywhere where the plane won't just sink into the ground. I think I've seen the YouTube video where the guy takes off in like 5 feet. May not have been one of these, but still, it's amazing to see somebody do that. I think he had a really strong headwind. You will not have large tires, but they're larger than normal aircraft. Oh, I see. Yours are a little smaller, aren't they? You're not really using it for backcountry, though, are you? Is it planes like these are used like taxi cabs in Alaska kind of thing? Nice. I like the design. That's really a pretty airplane. Not extreme. Yeah. Well, congratulations, man. That should be fun when you get it going. I think I'm nearly done here. Let's did I cut and sew those? I haven't yet. I might. Let's do that. I need to do I need to I've got my top, I've got most of the bottom done. A couple of weeks if weather's good. Nice. Have you been posting anything on YouTube? I haven't been paying attention because I'm a slug. Offset is an internal line. Okay, I'm going to put a bit of a curve in here because I kind of want to add some curvy stuff. I'm actually going to probably make this part and this part back here actually look metallic. We're going to, uh-oh, I lost the back. Let's resew it. A lot of videos coming over the next few. Nice. I'm going to keep an eye out. I'm pretty sure I'm following you on YouTube already. I don't know. Do we have a shout out for you? It might only be. I don't think so. Maybe I do. I thought I did. Maybe it was under Complete Freedom. Let me double check. I gotta go over to Streamlabs. I gotta go to my dashboard. We're gonna go over to CloudBot. Let's see what commands I got. You know, I thought I had something at one point. I'm surprised I didn't. I'm the bad friend, I know. Um, I probably, at some point in the future, I should probably move these all out and clean them up. And get these moved over to Streamer Bot instead of keep using Streamlabs. I've just been too lazy for years now. I'm not seeing it. Oh well. Anyhow, go search for Complete Freedom on YouTube if anybody else is here. Give him a follow. So if he does post stuff, you can be there to catch it. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of a curve in here. That's kind of a nasty looking. I got to fix that up, don't I? What kind of, so let's grab that and maybe take that up a little bit like that. I've been well, thanks. I'm actually making decent money at Daz. Not as good as it needs to be, but better than nothing. A lot better than nothing. It pays the mortgage now. So doing stuff like this, it's still being a bud, isn't it? I'm gonna take, you know what? Let's do pattern outline. Let's grab these. I'm gonna inset these a little bit. Offset is, and I'm gonna add like a few rows of those, and we're gonna do 4.5. I'm gonna do like 3 of those maybe. And you know what? I just need to, I think what I need to do is just chop this in half. I thought I folded it over, but if I unfold, what does that do? Cannot, okay, never mind. Can we just, this should be symmetrical, and I have no idea why it isn't. It's annoying. And that's some nasty geometry, and I can't live with that. What if I cut and sew that? All right, that sort of works. I'm happier with that. And then we're going to put, I want to round this out here for the front. Do I want that up? Actually, no, I think that's good enough. Or maybe, yeah, I think maybe I'm going to take it up just a little. Go maybe up one. I'm going to readjust. I got to tweak this sewing here a little bit so it lines up like that. I'm going to take that, move it up, and then we'll convert that to a curve only. I'm going to drop a line through the middle and kind of do the same thing we did on the other one. So I can get this nice. And then we'll just put a cut and sew on that. So it gives me that nice shape. And then I'm going to put some insets in here, like what we did on the other side. Offset as an internal line, like so. Say okay. These will come in handy later on. All right, let's do that and let it settle a little bit. I think that's going to be fine. This is actually designed to unbuckle on the front. I'm going to smooth those out. So I think, you know what, I'm going to put little lines in here. Offset as an internal line. And you know what, I'll just do the same thing. These will come in handy later on. I'm going to clean up how everything's arranged here. And I want to kind of start a headband. I'm going to see if I've got some boots I can cannibalize and make boots. I'm thinking I want to do boots that'll have lace up the side and then fold over. And also I want to put something on the arm. And we've already done a sword and a scabbard. And what I'm thinking is I might actually just then add a pouch or something that can come over here. And, or you can flip them back and forth with the sword. At least that's the current thought. I'm thinking. Don't mind me. On stream, yeah, I know. Let's, all right, let's, I'm going to rotate these guys. Kind of like that, but they're overlapping right now, so I'm going to move them apart. And then finish rotating those. Do I have something that's going to snap that? You're not snappy. All right, let's go back to here. If I hold the shift key down, are you snapping? There's what I was looking for. Put that there. Put that there. We take all of this. I'm going to kind of line it up. This is all going to, and you know what? Can I? Let's take a look at our UVs. I don't have UVs yet, but we'll set those up. Fit. Nope. I want to cancel that. I want to do that and then fit. And these are, I want to get these to overlap and maybe, well, let's overlap these first. I may not have to move these. Is there anything else? I do want to put the headband on here and the armbands. The boots will get their own map. The sword and scabbard get a map, and the pouch will get its own map. So I'm going to stop. I'm not going to make that. We'll stop messing with that. We'll come back over here. Let's set up something on the arms. Then I'll do the head. So let me, you know what, I'm just going to, we'll start with a couple of rectangles over here. Oh, cancel that. Come over here. Switch that to quads. I'm going to put this under the arm. I'm going to reshape these into something a little better. This is just starting. Okay, C and V. I'm going to flip the normals on that. We'll put you here. I think I'm going to sew this up so it comes onto the inside of here just a little bit. So let's put a little, I'm going to shape this a little bit more. I'm going to round these corners off on this one. And I'm on the wrong on the wrong spot. Let's do this. That's better. And then I think I'm going to do the smooth curve thing. I'm going to pay attention to how far this is so I can kind of repeat it. Let's say we'll do about 20 on each of these. Right about there, over here. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, right in there. All right, now we'll do a little inset. I'm going to do a, well, how big are you? 127.4. You know what? We're going to make this a little shorter. 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Offset as an internal line. I just need one. And I think I'm going to, yeah, we'll do that. And then where are you? Are you upside down? Nope, that's about right. So I'm going to sew this to this. And I'm going to sew this to this. And then I'm going to just put this together. And it's a little tighter than I like. Let me, did I not control H? I did. I selected. So I want that up farther on the arm. This is definitely too tight. I like, you know what? I like the width on this. So we're going to make this one a little wider. See if I can, then I think I'll widen out the back a little bit. I'm going to set a layer on that so it sits on top. If I can remember where layers are. Layers are right there. There we go. That's better. I think I'm going to add a couple of cuts in here for straps on this. And actually, let's take a look at our strain map. Is everything... actually, that's not too bad. I'm going to make this a little looser, though, and then I'm going to add some straps and use a elastic to tighten that up. So here, we'll do this. I'm going to just kind of run this way until it's a little floppy. It's decided to stop. All right, that's a little... I think I'm going to loosen up the back a little bit. No, I'm not. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to make this looser through here. Okay, then I'm going to we'll put a split point right there. 25. I'm going to put another one over here. 25. Say okay to that. We'll run a couple of lines down through here. A little offset as an internal line. I want to go the other way, and I want to do 10. So, reverse direction. Okay. And I want to kind of do the same thing here. Offset as an internal line. I'm going to unreverse. So that goes there. Excellent. I'm going to cut all of these. Cut sews. I'm going to space this stuff out a little bit so I can make sure I'm selecting the parts I want to select. I'm going to collapse these back together in a little while, but right now. So what I want to do is I want to tighten this up, and we'll put elastic on these to get that to tighten a bit. Right there, elastic. See how that goes? It's kind of what I wanted to do. I'm going to Okay, that one is good. I want this one to actually be a little tighter. And I'm going to probably try to pull these up the arm a little bit further. Let's say 70 on that. Looking good. Control H. I like that. I like that. I think that's looking nice. Can I just... I'm going to tweak this a little bit. Let's stop that. Let's turn the stress map off. Let's control F that. And I have to just realign it because now it's gone a little wonky. That control F did not do what it was supposed to do. Why is my Control F not giving me this shape? That is just weird. Downright annoying. I'm going to back up a little bit here. I'm probably going to live with it like this then. Can I just solidify you? Are you like that? And then unstrengthen. And then do that. And I'm going to bring that up a little bit. What I'm trying to do is when this hand bends, I don't want that in the way. I mean, it probably should be in there, but it's just a little easier. If we have this out of the wrist. All right, we're going to try. I'm actually going to put elastic on here, but I'm going to set it to 100. I am simulating, so we're going to do that. So I'm going to set the ratio to 100 so that so it tries to hold its true size. You know what? I think I'm going to go with that. I think that's an interesting enough. Do I want? No, I'm good. I'm good. All right, let's collapse these back together again. Let's move this stuff over into here maybe. Oh, and I was going to overlap these, wasn't I? So that's going to maybe overlap like that. I need you to line up with that. I'm going to take that and try to get it into there. Can I just nudge you down one? That works. And then Control D this to make the copy. Put that over there. These are a little weird in the way I have them laid out, but because these are actually this area in here, and I got it laid up like this, so it's just going to be easier to texture. And we're going to do like chain detailing with displacement maps on these. That's the plan. And that's the reason why they look a little weird. All right, let's get a headband in here. I'm going to block out some detailing on the headband. Then we're going to tweak that in Blender. I'm going to redo, in Blender, I'm going to redo the UVs on these so they're just round. But right now they're like this just so they have a better shape. That I'm happy with. All right, let's drop a headband in here. And actually, let's just double check our UV. Reset. Fit. Okay. I got a lot of extra room in here. The headband's probably going to go right up in here. I can still, what I kind of want to do is maybe tighten it up and down, because I still have some room this way. So maybe move these out here, bring these down a bit. I'll still have room. I can stick the headband in there. I think I'm going to play with this, tightening up the UVs a bit. Well, you know what? I'm going to These I'm going to move above this. Actually, these can come up into here, and that gives me a bunch of room. Can I just do that? And we'll center those up a little bit better. And now I can bring all of this stuff up, right? And I have a little bit of extra room, I think, right in there. And actually, and then we'll just see how this is coming along. Okay, so I can tighten that up just a little bit. These can come out of here, and I can pull these two down a little bit. And I think then that maximizes my horizontal. I'm going to redo these anyhow. But anyhow, if I slide this down into here, it gives me a little bit of extra room. And then I'm just going to grab that one and snug it in. And then we'll grab this one, bring it in a little tighter. And then we'll just take a look at how that's going. Okay, and now it's my width. I can bring these in and then bring these in. So we're going to do that. Like so. I think that's good. I have these things that are hanging out a little bit. I'm going to just move that up a little. Probably like that. Okay, now it's my up and down. You know what? I can sneak these up just a little too. I've got a little bit of a larger gap in there than I need. Maybe like that. Reset and fit. Yeah, I'm liking that. I don't know, that could probably come in a little. Oh, yeah. It's still fairly inefficient, but it's easy to see what's what. All right, that's probably going to be. I've already lost the point of getting a huge benefit from this. All right, let's look at the headband. I want the headband to come around, and I'm going to put some sort of pattern in here. I'm going to put a circle in there, I think. Hmm. But I think first I'm going to put a big band in here, and then I'm going to maybe chop out kind of a pattern about around it. So we'll start with a 1 inch. I need a measuring tool. Do I have a tape measure thingy? That one right there. Um, Basic circumference. So if I do this and that, about 520. So 260. That's my target. 260. And why don't I say 35? That's a lot larger than what I really want. All right, quad optimize. Where are you? Way up there. Let's put you to the side of the head and then get you on. So I'm going to start it like that. Yeah, we'll just sew that front up. And we'll see if that... All right, it's dropping too... Oh, I didn't sew the back together either. Oh no, I can't reach. There it is. I'm going to turn gravity off. And do that. All right, it needs to be a little bigger. I'm going to go ahead and merge, and then we'll see if we can get it. Merge. Am I not seeing it? I'm not seeing it. Let's try it this way. Merge. There we go. Boop. And then what I can just do is just add a little bit. So in little baby increments, we're just going to take that. And it got twisted on itself. Oh no. I should probably not have merged it yet. So I'm going to unmerge it. This way, when I make this longer, I can adjust. Did I not have gravity on? I guess I undid my gravity. Don't know my own strength. There we go. That's pretty close. I can get that to work. I do want you back down in here. I want you... I'm actually going to put a cut through here, so I'm going to trim off some of this stuff. And I'm probably going to delete half of it in Blender and then make it symmetrical. But for right now... Oh, you're just a little bit longer than these goofy pieces. You know what? Let's widen out the goofy pieces. Let's... kind of out there. That gives me the extra room I need. And then I can get this inside of here. All right, now I'm at a point where I can merge this back together again. And then I'm going to start carving out what I want this to do. So I know I'm probably going to want a center line in here. And I'm probably going to want a circle in here. So actually, you know what? I can do this thing. Offset along curve. So that'll give me one line that runs right through the middle like that. Then I can... And do I want an internal shape? I'll use an ellipse. Oh, I've got symmetry going on here, don't I? So that's going to... Here, let's remove our symmetry. No, I'm going to leave that on for right now. What did I make that 35? I make you 30. I think that's going to be good. Yeah, let's do that. It's a pretty hot mess in there. I am good. Let's get rid of the symmetry on here. I'm backing up. Internal line. And symmetry is nice, but it's actually just getting really in the way. So let's get the linked editing off. We'll do this again. Say okay to that. All right, then we'll do our, make that 30 again. Say okay to that. Is that giving me, that's a little bit better. I'm going to do some internal lines. Just give me some extra nice, neat rows of geometry on that. Dang it, I lost it. Did I get them all? Yep. Okay, so offset as an internal line. Let's say 4.5. And does that let me get two nice, that lets me get two nice little, and that's a little bit of a hot mess. You know what? I'm going to increase the detailing on this. We'll make that 5. Still not. Does that help any? I don't know. That's maybe a little bit better. What are you? Oh, I know. Does that do I want to keep that one and maybe get rid of this one? And maybe add an extra shape here and here. I'm just going to maybe draw those in like this. I'm not liking that. Let's try the that again. Maybe if I there to there, and maybe we get rid of that. Yeah, I think that might do the trick. I don't know if I've got a center line in here, but I do now. I'm thinking I want a little bit extra through here. And then I think I'm going to redraw. Actually, I think I can just do this, right? I can probably grab that and just snap it over here. Do the same thing with that. And I can just delete off the rest of this. Maybe remesh it if I have to. But can I do a cut here? Cut and sew on that. Said failed. I'll probably take this in the blender and detail it up there. I think that's the plan. I might actually redo this. So what we may end up doing is deleting all these polys and rebuilding it. But this is not too bad. And then that's okay. So I'm probably just going to expand that. And do I want this to actually connect around the back, or do I want to leave maybe a little gap? That'll be a blender decision. Anyhow, you're about in the right spot, and then when we touch you up in Blender, you'll fit in there. This is probably good. These are going to get remapped in Blender to become circles. So I think we're good. I think I'm going to hit save on this. I've got about 2 hours left before 4. I'm going to look at some of the boots I've done in the past and see if I can maybe cannibalize. I'm thinking of going with the Pulp Adventure boots and starting with those. We'll see how that looked. I kind of liked the shape of the front of those. We're going to go shopping at Daz for a minute here. Shop. I can't see my window because my thing's too closed. There it is. Here. Unhide items. I'm thinking. Here we go. I think I'm going to see what these boots have got laces on them. But I want to take a look at maybe. Do I just maybe want to just lace? I don't think so. Do I have just a picture of the boots? That would have been too easy, Chris. Maybe I want a boot kind of like this, but I want to put the laces up the side. I'm not going to have a knot, and then we're going to fold the ends over. But I like that heel, and I like the... So let's see. Let's go find this project folder and see what I've got in the way of boots. I may have just modeled that straight up from Blender. In which case, I might maybe take that, rework it a little bit, put a split up the side, then add some laces to it. Anyhow, let's go take a look at my folders over here. Let's go head over to projects. This is in a folder called Pulp. This is the Safari outfit. Although maybe, you know what? Well, what do I have in here? Let's take a look at the whip. There's the boots. I do have boots in the blend folder. What do I got? No, that's a blend folder. That's, oh, here it is. I do have boots in the Z project. All right, let's make sure we have you saved before I screw something up. Also, I have the Pulp Hero boots. Do I have boots in a... Do I have a... Where did I get those? Where did I save those boots? Are you in here? Let's take a look at this. So the Pulp Hero is regular riding boots. And that might actually be a better starting point. If that's in this folder. I may have boots in here, but it may not actually be like Marvelous Designer boots. It may be like I did it in Blender and then brought it in. Although I'm not seeing... Marvelous Designer is getting in the way now. So we're going to be looking... Nope, I don't got boots in here. Damn. Oh, you know what? Do I have boots in... Well, let's take a look at the Pulp Safari boots. See what those look like in Marvy Designer. And I think maybe we'll take a look over in the shoe folder. Those boots may be in the shoe folder, but I still don't know if there's a Marvelous Designer file for those, or if I just uh, modeled them up in Blender completely. What I've been doing recently is it's kind of a hybrid. I've been kind of doing... Oh, you know what? I like that. I think I can rework this a little bit. I think we'll close up. We'll get rid of the tongue. We'll bring this down so it comes all the way down here and closes up the front. And then I put a split in the side and we can put laces on it. And then we'll add a little fold over on that. And then we can take it into Blender and add heels and soles and everything. So let's do that. I think I can work with this. File, save as, project. We'll stick this over into what we're currently working on, which is over in what, Fantasy, Wild Fang, Whip, and we'll say Wild Fang Boots. Okay, and now let's make some adjustments. Gonna get rid of you. So I need to take this line and make it all the way to here. We're gonna get rid of that curve on there. That is this part right here. So what I want to measure is like from here to whatever my center point is, right there. There's probably a... I probably should put a split in here, right there. We'll say uniform. And that's 138. So that needs to be 138. So I'm just going to take you, drag you out this way until that says about 131.8. Is that what my number was? 138.1. I can't see my number anymore. Oh, no. Move you over there. I want to actually tweak this. 138.1. There we go. And then I'm going to adjust this. I think I can just maybe get rid of these. And we're just going to adjust that sewing so it fits through there. Okay, again, I need to adjust that shape. We need to just bring you down this way a lot farther. Kind of get more of the... Actually, it's kind of an interesting... I'm below ground, though. Simulation properties. Did I not? I was totally working. I'm going to turn the ground collision off. And it's still colliding with the ground. I can see that. And now it's acting up. I don't know what you're probably just getting stuck in the ground, aren't you? I'm going to save this and open it up in an older version Or I don't think the ground's going to do that. And it could just be a matter of needing to adjust this point. Actually, before I do that, let me adjust this point. See if that's the only... No, it's definitely interfering with the ground, despite the fact I turned it off. All right, I still have a version from 24. I think like June of 24 is the last really good version. They make improvements, but on the other hand, they keep breaking stuff. So I gotta go sign in. Okay. All right, are you done? Are you signing in now? Skip. Hey, do you want to update this? No, there's a reason why I'm opening up an old version. Decompressing. All right. And then we're just going to take... Can I just drag and drop you? That would be... There we go. Did I not hit save on that? I totally hit save on that. What the hell? Oh, I saved it in a different folder. That's right. Duh. Right there. All right, now. See, that's better. So I'm going to pull this angle down. So I'll have it come down to here, and we'll try to maintain this shape. Oh, I do got symmetry. Excellent. All right, 138.1. I can't see my number anymore. 138.1. I probably should add a little bit of a curve in here. But I don't know. Let's adjust that. I'm going to go ahead and sew these together. What are you? You're sewn to something, but I can't see what it is. I'm going to do just to delete that. That's that strip that goes up the back, so we're going to leave that there. Let's do this to this. I'm totally going to reshape that toe in Blender. I should probably put a little bit of a curve in here so it loops around. That might help. And then we'll... So I want you to come through here, and I'm going to want you to come around like so. I'm trying to get that to say maybe something like that. going to put a split in here, and I'm going to run laces down it, and then we'll add something that comes over on the top. So I'm going to run a line from here. This may not work. Let's try this. Maybe pull you a little further over here. No, I'm going to run you. Do I actually want this heel like this? I like the look of that. Maybe I run. I'm going to do that there. And I'm just going to do this here. I need to bend those though, don't I? Because I want them to look. You know, that kind of worked. Almost. I'm dialing it in. So I think I want to chop this out. So these have got symmetry going, but I'm happy with how that looks. So I think I can take the linked editing off of that. And I don't need these lines over here. And I'm going to cut these out. I'm going to take this, make it a little bit wider. And I'm going to run rows of laces on this. And I think I'm going to sew. I think I'm going to run a thin strip on the insides of both of these. Maybe pull this down a little bit so it snugs down into here. Or maybe I'll just add little. Yeah, I think maybe. Oh, you know what? I'm going to just. I know what I'm doing now. Okay, so we're going to cut these. So I can give myself a little bit more working room in here. I'm going to take this and this, and we're going to offset pattern outline. I'm going to say 3. We're going to leave an internal line in there. Say okay to those. I'm going to add folds to these so it'll push up a little bit, and I'm going to take this, kind of smooth it out a little like that. And then we're going to re-sew. Is this sewn on here? It isn't, because I just did cuts. I should have done cuts and sew. Oh well. I'm going to run you up a little bit like that. Probably good. Or you know what I can do is match these to that. So that's 3, 5, 3, and this and this. 3, 4, 3. I'm off by a millimeter. You know what? That is so insignificant. I'm not even going to worry about it. Oh no, you moved. I got to come back to whatever I did here. Oh, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm just going to put a point right there. And then delete that point. And then I'm going to just sew this to that. And this should still be sewn in. That is still sewn in. Excellent. So this gets sewn into here. And then this sew into here. Then these I can crease. Or we can put a little bit of fold on that and that one. I think I can fold these the same way. Fold strength. So I think we're going to make that, I want to say like 270. And we'll say 100. And we'll see what that looks like. And I'm thinking those are right. I need to put fold strength on here and here though. Those need to be like 90, right? Do I have a thing that says fold in here? I do not. Right there. Those are going to be 90. We'll say 100 on that. And that gives me the little kick in I want. Okay, I'm going to add a little, we're going to put a line on here and a line on here, and then I'm going to sew some laces down that. And they're going to just be, I'm just going to put a bunch of crosses in here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. We'll do, I'll try 10. We'll try that. Offset is an internal line. Nope. Do I want to say 5 or do I want to go 10? 7. We'll try 7 today. And I'll put another one over here. Offset is an internal line. 7. Okay. Is good. I'm going to put a little split right there. It'll come in handy later on. I'm going to make little. I want to just do 5 millimeter. I'm going to do 5 millimeters. So 5 by 10 is 50. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say 50 and 50 to start with. Long curve and then 1. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okie dokie. We're going to cut and sew all of those. No, we're just going to cut all of those. And I'm going to run these up, and then I'll run them up the other sides. And then so I'm going to make I'm going to spread these out so I can see what I'm doing. Is that too far? That's probably too far. Oh, there's a spread even function in here. I keep forgetting about that. I can do that. I think we can just distribute vertically. There we go. I like that. I'm going to put those there. And then we're going to sew these into here. And I want to start, I'm going to put a split point in here as my starting point. I have a split point here, but I'm going to move you up just a little bit. And then we're going to end right about here. So I'm going to put a split point right there. And I'm going to do another one over here. And then I'm going to, I've got 2, so I need 8 more in here. So we're going to split, uniform split. So 2, which actually means 3. So I want 9 like that, and say okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Split, uniform split, 9, and okay. And then I'm just going to sew these into here. And you know what? I've got one too many. I think this is the number 9. Yeah, and it's just going to be a matter of do that. That. And I should move these down where it's a little easier to see them. Right in there. And let's push you over there. Let's try to get in. Nope. Is that good? That's probably as good as I'm going to get. So that goes there. This is going to come over here. All right, so I'm just going to do these first. So when these get done, I should have them almost up to the top, but not the top one. Okay, and then this side, I've already got the first one done. And then these, we just have one left at the bottom. And I'm going to duplicate these and use them for the other side for my laces. I might have to adjust the length on these. We'll do that first before we do the others. Oops, I went too far. There it goes. Okay, back out. Did I miss something? I'm a little off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of these is in the wrong spot. Oh, I think I got 2 over there. Yeah, there we go. There's my mistake. All right. I'm going to line these up. We're going to freeze everything but the laces. Then we'll run the simulation. And I'm going to move these closer first. And before I do that, I'll just quickly make a copy of these. And do I have sewing on those? I don't. Okay, excellent. Okay, so these I'm going to freeze for right now. Do that. Whoop, there we go. That worked. I'm going to take a look at the stress map, the strain map, Maybe not. I'm not seeing. Did I make you so thin I can't see anything anymore? Here's my strain map. All right. I don't know why that wasn't looking right. Look at how these are in red. We're going to just make those a little longer. And then whatever I do to these, I'm going to do the other ones. And then these are going to yeah, then these are just going to go over the top. And these are fake laces, so I'm not going to worry about them jetting under. You know what? Although I probably should actually sew this into here, shouldn't I? And then sew that into there, like they go through and around. That would be clever. Also, this one is a little far down, I think. I might move it back up and then redistribute those. You know what? I think I'm going to do that actually. I'm going to sew this to this line here. So here, I'm going to get rid of all of these. So we're going to undo all that sewing I just did because I have a change of plan. I'm going to make it a little bit better. Okay, so all these, can I just convert to curves or something? Is the plan. Yo, Art, how are you doing? All right, let's convert to curve. Do that. This one, I actually want you maybe a little farther up, like so. I think that might, maybe even a little farther up. I think that might be good. All right, let's split that uniform. And I'm working on a Barbarian Babe outfit. And we're currently playing with boots. This I like, but what that means is no, you're good. You're good. I don't need. Yeah, I need you to come into here. Actually, right there, right? Probably right there is fine. No. I want to come. No, we're good. Maybe it's any size you want. So here's how it's looking right now. I've got a headband. We've got a top. We've got a bottom. We've got arm things. We're making boots. The sword that we were working on earlier in the week will go with this. So we'll just kind of float it over here. Also, I think I'm going to make a pouch or something. I'll put right back here. And that's going to be this outfit, I think. Should I make a cape? I don't know. Capes are tricky. I don't know if I really need a cape or not, too. And if I'm just making more trouble for myself. Anyhow, let me get back to finishing up the boots. So I've got those. What I want to do is, you know what? I'm going to put a point right there. Thank you. Was that Charles? Thank you, Charles. You the man. Let's put a point right there. It's good. Let's put a point maybe right in here. Is good. Let's put a point right in here. Is good. Let's split this evenly with a 9. Let's split this evenly with 9. Now I'm ready to go back to town on sewing again. Yo, Leo, how are you doing? Epic NPC Man YouTube videos have a series of funny episodes. Yes. Oh no, I gotta undo this back to this point here. I forgot I need a point right there. I'm gonna put a split point right there. Then I'm gonna do a split even with 9. Uniform with 9. I know Leo needs a command. Leo, do you have art you share anywhere? I've probably asked you that before. If you got links you want to share, and then maybe I can add a command, a Leo command. And if you don't want to share, that's fine. If you've got a Discord, if you got a DeviantArt page you want people to go check out, or ArtStation, are you able to log into Twitch directly? Yay! Well, that, do you just need to get a new keyboard? Is that it, dude? Or is this the main computer is just... All right, we're sewing this stuff in. His soundbite ought to be Uncle Leo. I'm not familiar with the Uncle Leo. Or maybe I am. I don't remember the noise that goes with it, though. You have a YouTube channel? Don't post often? Hey, if you want to drop the link, and we'll set up a command for you, dude. And we'll eventually find a sound that goes with Leo. Is there a sound in particular that you think represents the Leo-ness? Sparta. That's right. We can do Sparta. I think we can do. That sounds cool. Not Leo the lion roaring. That's too mundane, right? Besides, that might get flagged. I don't know. We'll see what YouTube's funny sometimes. I'm going to take a look at chat right after I finish concentrating on getting these in. And then we'll add the Leo command. All right, let's see how this is looking. MGN line too easy. I know. That took no brain power for me to think of. I like that. I'm going with that. All right. I need to make these just a little bit shorter, though. They're hanging a little loose. I'm not going to look. I'll look for This Is Sparta offline and add that later. All right, that's looking good. Now I just got to do these. Are these the same length? 50 and 50. All right. Is that the Leo? Uncle Leo. Oh, that's Uncle Leo. That's what it... Oh, wait. I should be able to find it. You're over on YouTube. Right. We can do this. I think I had CloudBot up still. Hey, there's CloudBot. Add a command. I don't need a temp command. It's going to be exclamation point Leo, law enforcement officer. Add our command here. Yo, yo, yo. Check out the awesomeness that is Leo D. Grace on the YouTube. Okay, let me bring up my YouTube. So you should be in here somewhere. So what we do is we click on that, right? Go to channel. That gives us our Leo channel. So I can copy that right there. We can come over here, paste that in, and I can confirm that. And eventually we'll add a sound in here. If I can remember. Leo, Leo, Leo. Is that the siren sound you were thinking? Did that work? That worked. There we go. There's a Leo command. All right. Oops.
Forgot his first name.
I'm not going to watch that whole clip because YouTube will probably flag it. All right. Okay, so I've got these. I know. Mother fuddin'. That's a goddamn clippy. All right. Let's get these sewn into the other side. That's going to be what I want for the boot here. Oh, no, no, no. I still want to bring the top over. All right, I'm gonna move you over here so I can see you a little better. Do that. Can I get in a little closer? There we go. We're gonna do this side first, that to that, and then we start here. Work our way up. Hopefully it doesn't slow down like that for each one of these. That's gonna be really annoying. Okay, those are good. Let's see if I can. Nope. Am I? There we go. I think I'm. Clippy was only here to help. Yeah, what is Microsoft calling their assistant now? Is it still Cortana, or do they decide to come up with some other cute AI assistant name? Okay, I think we're good. Let's see how this goes. Oh, those are frozen. Let's unfreeze those. That might help a little bit, right? Okay, I'm going to assign some layers here. Let's make you layer 1, and let's make you all layer 2, so you sit on top. And then we'll do that. And there we go. Yay. That's what I wanted. It's Copilot. Okay. Which apparently no one at Microsoft headquarters actually uses. I think these are good. I'm happy with that. I'm going to go with that. It's a little squiggly. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of. I need to do a cut and. Actually, no, I'm in the old version, right? Which version am I in? I'm in the 1.19, so I don't have to do any stupid cut and sew tricks to get this to work. This should be fine. I want to make a flap, and we're going to just bring that around the top here a little bit. The ultralight. Oh yeah, Complete Freedom is actually having that built. It's almost done. That's his plane. Our friend Sam, who was in here just a little bit earlier. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I'm totally going to remap this in Blender. Do I want to just put a piece right across here? I think I'm going to put one more piece on the top. CV. I'm just going to do that. And then I'm just going to sew this in here and here. Like that. There we go. I probably should put one down here, but I'm going to slack. All right, let's add. So I got to measure these, and we're going to make front and a back piece. So 1, 2, and oh, I need that. 3 and 4. 300.9. So 150.54. 150.45. And let's say 200 to start with. I'm going to adjust that totally. And let's line you up in the front, and then we'll line one up in the back. Turn the strain map off. Yeah, you're totally way too long. Something like that. Man, all your Twitch friends on? Not trying to end your show early. If what's her name was on, what's her name is on, what's his name is on, that other fellow, he who shall not be named, is also on. All right, flip you around, bring you back over here. All right, let me start sewing these. We're going to start here and work our way around. So I'm going to sew that to there. I think that to there. Then this to this. And I think I want to take this to that. And that's not lining up. Wah, wah. I can already see I'm not lining up, I think. I missed. I gotta calculate this. Dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's 330.9. I have to add 15 to both of these. So change length. Change length. I'm gonna take these up a little bit. I need a little bit extra room. I'm gonna add some extra lines in there to force these to roll over. All right, now I'm gonna resew these. And that should line up with that. All right, let's put those on. That's about what I was expecting. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to add some extra uh, rows in here to get that to roll over and stay rolled over. Right now it's kind of fighting me. So we're going to offset as an internal line. We're going to say 2, and we're going to maybe put 6 of those in there. Actually, I want to go further than that. Let's try that again. We'll do 4s. Offset as an internal line. We'll say 4. Say okay to that. And then not 180. If we say 160. Oh, it doesn't like that. You know what? I'm going to move you guys down. And we'll move these down a little bit. That's a little better. Is that rolling okay? I like that. It's kind of what I was shooting for. My phone made a noise. Why do you make noise, phone? You know what? That's kind of work for me. Do I want to actually maybe I'll tie that off? Maybe not. Maybe I will add a little piece right down in here. I think that's what I want. I am gonna, you know what? I think I am gonna add just a little strip right in here, and then maybe I'll add a shoelace on the end of that. Not that I can actually undo these boots, but and I think that's gonna be good. And what's I'm not even sure what figure. I probably, you know, this is old. These actually might be Genesis 8 feet. I don't know. Does it say? No, it just says mesh. Um, all right, all right. What am I doing? I'm going to add that one little. I'm going to take you and duplicate that like so. And then I'm just going to sew that in right about here. Right about right right in there. You know what? I think I have a part in there. This I might have to make shorter. Yeah, that one I can easily make shorter. They're all bowing a little bit, but I think most of it. So we're just going to take you and run you back like so. And actually, I'm going to slide. That one's not lining up quite right. So we're just going to cheat that down like that. That looks a little better. I think I'm going to go with this. All right, let's stop that. Let's hit save on this. Okay, 3 o'clock. I've got the boots done. I've got most of the output done. We've had the sword done. I'm probably going to do the pouch on Monday or Tuesday. So this is almost ready to start get exporting, except we got to start chopping up, assigning material names. Let's just make sure everything's quad. Ooh, everything's quad optimized. This could be a little smoother. Andrea. Oh yeah. Let's unfreeze these. Try to get them. I want these to be flatter. If I can get these to be flatter, that would be a super, super swell, Jerry. Wouldn't that be swell? Um, Let me see. Let's start assigning material names here. Now your models can break that Barbie. Yeah. Bikini Barbie. Bikini Barbarian Barbie. There you go. I'm actually designing it so I can unbuckle the front, and I'm going to have the back so that it can be unbuckled back here too. And I'm going to cheat. We're using. I'm thinking, do I actually want to sew this to here instead? I think I do actually now that I'm thinking about it. And so that to there. Is that going to look weird? So those, and this is too long. Anyhow, let me start doing. Let's get our materials named up here. I'm going to say we're going to start with top. And we're going to copy that and top cups. And copy that and top straps, cup straps. Oops. I'm going to need okay, straps. Copy that. I'm going to say chest band, chest band trim. I'm going to have something just going to be trim. Um, clasp. Clasp attachment. This thing here in the front. Front detail. I don't know. So I think that's gonna be a good start for that. Okay, so top. Everything's top right now. Top cups. Uh, Starting to get a little snappy in here. Do I have? I'm gonna hit save and I'm gonna reopen this. And I'm going to export this. I'm going to give it materials in Blender, so I'm not going to worry about that. Also, we're going to remap it in Blender. This still has to have detailing added in Blender, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Export OBJ selected. There we go, Wild Fang. Wild Fang boot. Okie dokie. Close that. Let's put you out of the way. All right, let's reopen Marvelous Designer and see if it's running a little bit better now. All right, I'm going to close my camera for just a second. I need a bite of my hamburger. all right. I'm coming back from eating the hamburger. Mine, mine, mine. Uh, I lost all my materials. I forgot to hit save, I guess. Damn you, Marvel's designer. I have to do this all over again. I thought I hit save. I got a weird space right there. I do got a weird space right there. Right, I want that, and I want you, and you're going to be the cups. That, that, and that. Are the cup straps. This is the straps. That goes there, and that's gonna go there. Okay. Top trim. It's actually just gonna end up being this little part right here. That is the chest band. There and there. Chest band trim. So that is there. Dang it. There and there. And there and there. Okay, this is the clasp in the back. There and there. This is the clasp attachment. Those are two thin little rows. Are you not quad optimized? You are quad optimized. What if we make you a quad grid? I'm going to do that. I think the other was okay too. You know what? I'm just going to we'll leave it like that. So these are the clasp attachments. These are the things I will delete when I want to undo the back. There and there. I think the only thing left is this little detail-y thing here. So that's going to be top front detail. And I think that gets me everything I want for the top. All right, let's. Okay, then I'm going to do a headband. I'm not going to. I'm just going to do headband for the headband for right now. I'm going to chop that up in Blender, I think. Arm guards, van braces. Is that what you call them? Van braces? I forget. Name for arm guards. Van braces. Yeah, van braces or bracers. I'm going to call them bracers. We'll do that. Bracers. And bracers cloth. Bracers straps. Oops, dang it. Okay, so those are the bracers. Bottom. Bottom. I want to say trim. We'll start with trim. And I'm just going to grab all of the bottom, except for those two parts. And we'll just start off like that. It just makes it easier. This is going to be bottom front, bottom rear. Goes there, and there. Rear, there and there. That's trim. This is, you know what? I'm going to call that belt trim actually. Those ones are belt trim. That's also the belt. And then that's going to be, I'm going to call that buckle. And then I think, and then there's buckle attachments. So let's copy that. Call you belt. Also, I'm just going to copy that real quick and call it belt trim. Buckle. Control S just in case. I'm not going to lose this one. I need a K in there somewhere, don't I? And then buckle attachment. All right, where am I? Oh, you know what? I need to do cut and sews on these. And then we're going to do cut and sews on these. I'm going to grab that. And what am I looking for? Belt trim. There we go. Those are the belt. Oh, I've got so many. Those are the buckles. It's the buckle attachments. I think I'm good. Let's make sure our UVs are looking good. So, reset, fit to, okay. Let's hit save. Headband's going to be separate, but I'm going to texture it with the rest of this stuff. This I'm going to export out in one group, and then I'll break it up later on. I think I've got the nipples covered, but I can't actually check on stream. Oh, I've got some goofiness going on there, so we got to redo. All right, let's let this run for just a second, and then we'll turn that off. We're going to freeze everything but the top. And then I'm going to unfreeze the top and the headband because it's in the way. I guess I could just unselect the headband. I didn't get all of the top because the selection tools in this program are garbage. I think, did I not? I can't tell. I think those are solidified, but they're not nice and flat. I don't know, maybe I could smooth them out. Okay, did you guys look like you fixed yourself. So I think I'm good to go. I think we're going to hit save on this. Now we're going to fit this to the generic. We'll see how that works. File, import, add. Actually, no, we're going to go to avatar, right? G9 avatars. Come in here and add to workspace and load as a morph target and say okay. Oh, the bottom's still frozen. Damn it. We'll reload. Let's just double check. That is looking good. All right. Unfreeze. All right, now we're ready to add in our avatar. All right, I think that's good. Now it's good. I see that. All right, I'm going to select all of this, and I'm going to leave out the headband. And then we'll export this. This is going to be Wild Fang Outfit G9. Save that. This should be then unweld. Why are you unwelded? What the frick? Okay. All right, I'm going to save this. Save as project. This is going to be the G9 base. Let's export out the headband. Oh, I'm in the I'm in the wrong folder over here. Cut that. you go into here. Oops, I wasn't paying attention. Because my export box has been janky, right? There we go. Let's do this again. All right, thin and welded. All right, it's looking good this time. All right, let's come back to save project, file, recent, Wild Fang, okay. Let's bring in the 97 Genesis female 8 shape. Are you frozen? You're still frozen. I don't remember. Unfreeze that. Okay, now we can load in our work target. And then we impatiently wait while it does its thing. That's looking fine. I'm hoping those are lined up. I might tweak them a little bit later on. So I think that's a good conversion. I'm going to just refit the other headband here, so I don't need that, but I do want these, less this. And this is going to be file export obj selected, and I just need this for shaping purposes. I'm in totally the wrong folder, so we're navigating back to my whip. Wild Fang outfit G8 female. And I spell out female because it just makes it easier for me to not get confused. So that should be good. And I'm going to just do file, save as, project, and G8 female. I'm fat fingering shit, aren't I? Alrighty. I want to take a look and see how the boot's lining up. So we're going to take this. I wonder if that's going to change my vertex order if I remap. Let's find out. We're gonna set this up in not DAZ just yet. We're going to pop over the Blender. I want to make one UV map change on this. We're going to save that back out, and then we're going to set it up in DAZ Studio. So hello, Blender. Also, we're going to take a peek at the boots a little bit later in Blender if I get a chance. Anyhow, activate import. I have no idea. Is that the right? Nope, that's a nightclub. There's Wild Fang. This one right here. Let's see how this works. So I just want to make an adjustment. Do I want to tweak that at all? Do I want to maybe flatten these out? Or do I want to just live with that? Smooth it out? I don't know. Let's try this. Nope, that didn't select anything. What is it? That is the bottom buckle. I'm going to select that, and we can hide everything else. and Control L and loop tools, flatten. I'm probably going to regret this. Okay. Loop tools, circle. I think I missed a part down here. Yo, Statler and Waldorf, how you doing? I'm working on a Barbarian Babe outfit today. I should have kept that selected. Oh well. C'est la vie. I'm trying to clean up this thing that got abused a little bit over on Marvy Designer. So I want it to be a little neater looking like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the back side. I'm doing well, thanks. So we're going to flatten that out. I'm going to select the outside edge. We're going to circle that up. And we'll select this. Circle that up. Dangity dang it, missed it. There it is. Kind of slide that a little bit. Grab this one. Circle it. Move it just a little bit. Select that one. Circle it. And adjust it so it centers up a little better. So that kind of cleans that up. I'm just going to redo the flatten once more. And we'll bring everything else in and we're going to see how bad our misalignment ends up being. Is it Control H? So that's not. Yeah, we're going to tweak these. So I want to slide this part forward. It's hard to select the parts that I just want. See, because that just loops wonky like that. You know, there we go. And then I'm just maybe, you know what, that's kind of doing it. And then, do you do the same thing? Oh yeah, nice. Sweet. And then I'm going to just slide that back a little. There we go. And now my buckle is nice and clean looking. That's going to be okay. And if I really don't like it, I can probably tweak it with a little bit of sculpting. And then what I wanted to do is I wanted to re-UV map the cups. So, and also that's actually those should be straight. So let's pop over to the UV editor. Let's control A. Let's A. I'm just going to make sure a seams from islands. I'm going to remove this seam though right here. So that's going to just be a clear seam. UV. Where is it? There it is. Clear seam. Do that. If I control L this and this, and then unwrap that, and then readjust for the textile density. And then where are you? And then put you back over. No. Oh, there we go. And then put you back over here. So that's one. And then we'll just clean up the other cup. They're split like that because it just worked better in Marvelous Designer. But for texturing purposes, I just wanted them to be nice circles. All right, so that, select that and that. I'm going to clear that UV seam. Switch over to, and then get those, and L and U, and unwrap, and adjust the textile density to everything else. And then just put that over here. And that should be good. And now let's see how this works out. Back over to layout. Have that selected. Activate export. Use my DAS modifier. Come over to the SWIP folder. Outfit G9. We're going to say 02 for this one. And export that. Okay. And let's launch DAS and see if we can get this rigged up in DAS real quick. I'm going to leave that. I may revert back to the old version. Also, I might reshape that to be a little more dome. And you have to DAS launch. Nope, you're not my DAS. You're my DAS. There it is. We're gonna do a couple of things. We're gonna rig it to G9, but I'm also gonna see if the G8 shape is still valid. So we're gonna do that right now. Let's get you here. Let's put that off to the side. I got my aerobics outfit submitted to DAS today, so probably February. Fingers crossed for a February release on that. All right, import. There's the import. Hey, I'm in the right folder. I'm looking for the one that says Outfit G902. We're going to try that. All right, let's use the transfer tool on that. I probably should have popped in here and cleaned up in the crouch. I might do that later. We'll see. You're the transfer tool. You're my Genesis 9. You're the Wild Fang outfit. We're going to say accept. I'm going to do that again because I didn't choose any options. Your Genesis 9. You're the Wild Fang app. We're going to use a tight bodysuit template and accept that. All right, I'm going to load in the Genesis 8 version and see if that works or not as a morph target, just to see if my vertex order stays the same after redoing the UV maps on the cups. So you are my Morphloader Pro. Choose projects. Fantasy. Wolf Thing. Whip. And one of these is outfit G8 female. And I'm going to say that and accept. And no, because I have Genesis 9 selected. There's still hope. It worked. I think. I don't know. Let's dial it in and see. It worked. All right. Yay. So these changes that I made with the UV maps and the buckle, I'm not crazy about that. I'm probably going to tweak that shape in Blender a bit, I think. I think I'm going to make it add a little more dome shape to this. Also, I'm going to adjust it and slide it in a bit better. So we're going to make some adjustments to that and then re-export this out. The rest of it's okay, but this I abused and it's kind of showing. We're going to do a lot of fake detail with displacement maps on this. Anyhow, I'm going to get a Genesis 9 in here, so we'll do that. Come over here to the Genesis 9 folder and get that in here so I can kind of use it as a guide. And we want bottom buckle. I can't see. These are too. I want bottom buckle, so I'm going to select that. Let's turn on our proportional editing. I'm going to say connected only on that. Oh no, did I select? There we go, that's better. So I'm going to rotate it a bit like so. And then maybe bring it in. I'm going to turn that back to global. And I'm going to smooth this a little bit up with some sculpting. I need to be able to see. I need to give you a different color so I can spot you. That's probably good. Where's my yeah, it'll be fine. I'm gonna make that a little. I'm gonna pull this out and get it a little more of a dome shape too. So we'll go back to, and then I'm just gonna grab that. A little bit of proportional editing, but I'm gonna adjust that fall off. That's better. All right, I'm going to re-export this. And then we'll just update the geometry over here with that shape we just... I think I saved you back over to... There we go. I should rerun the transform tool just to adjust the weights just a little bit. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to clean up the names of these things. Save it out. I already know that I can probably stand to go back and clean up the crotch area a little bit. I'll do that later. I'm going to do you. I'm going to do the type template. I'm going to say accept on that again. It's going to do its thing. We're going to go clean up our material names, get rid of all that garbage that Marvelous Designer insists on adding. Because, you know, it's just smarter than me. There we go. So for a while, I'm going to work with this all in one group, and then later on, I'll break it apart and then before the final save, so you can load in bracers top and bottom individually. But for a while, it's just easier to do a bunch of stuff while it's all one object, especially the basic morphs. So I can just do morphs to this once instead of doing it to each individual part. And we're getting there. Front detail, top straps, top trim, which is actually just this one little part running along the bottom there. Yo, Tesno Pesno in the house, baby. How you doing, Mr. Pesno? Trying to get out of math? I feel you, man. Honestly, January and February is very math muffs for me. It's just cold and lonely. Well, cold. Um, I think I'm doing good. Booked a flight to Spain. Ooh, I hope that helps. Spain's a little warmer, right? I think I'm happy with this. There's a few more things we need to do. I'm actually going to set this up for D-Force, so let's put D-Force on it. Let's test that. Didn't explode. Yay. Oh, Charles, I'm going to get up and give it. All right, take care, Charles. I will hopefully catch you later. If not, I hope you have a good rest of a Saturday, buddy. All right, that's turning out okay. Never been to Spain, but you've been to Oklahoma. I don't think I've ever been to Oklahoma. You can go ski in the mountains in Spain. Is that what you're planning to do? Ski? I guess they got the Pyrenees, right? They're on the border. Control L. Is that looking good? I think this is looking good. You don't care much for skiing? Now then you're not going to Spain for skiing. I mean, you could. I could go skiing here. I think actually we have ski resorts not far from where I am in the Catskills and the Berkshires. Not that I ever ski. We currently still have like 5 or 6 inches on this on snow on the ground. And Tesno's probably going, I wish I only had 5 or 6 inches of snow on the ground, right? And then there's some mountains in the center of the country. Yeah. That's our view of Finland exactly. One giant ski resort. And basically from like September to March, right? There's too much snow. Yeah, I imagine. And it's been so cold. It usually it'll warm up, melt the snow off, and then we're good. But this snow has been around for almost a week now. It just hasn't popped up over freezing, which is a little unusual for us. But fingers crossed, maybe later in the week. Okay, what else am I doing? I'm gonna apply. I need to apply my generic shader to this. I need to change the name a little bit. Um, there's Chris's generic shader. We're going to come over here to the scene tab. Actually, let's come back over here. Before I forget, let's set the bend stiffness to 0.1 because we always set the bend stiffness to 0.1. I'm going to set my dynamic strength to 0.9 to start with. We'll do that. We'll pop over to the Sneen tab. We'll come over here and we'll do edit geometry. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and convert to sub D and then edit geometry and add the smoothing modifier. And make sure that's clear. I'm going to make sure this name here, you know what, that name doesn't matter right now. So that's probably good for now. I am going to say G9 on that. What am I doing? All right. I think I'm ready to, no, I'm not. Almost. Couple more things. Mesh smoothing. I'm going to switch that to generic. I'm going to memorize you. Where's my memorize button? There's not too much snow. No, that's not too much snow. Well, not for you. First snow. We actually got snow in November this year. And I feel like I've used my snow thrower more than I have in the last 2 or 3 years. Our last 2 or 3 years, we've had really little snow. But this year, I can see the red taillights heading to Spain. Okay, me and my music. Hmm. If Spain isn't hot enough, you get to take a flight to the Canary Islands. Or there's always that. All right, I think we're good. I think I'm going to save this. I did save up. So are you going to save this as a figure prop asset? We're going to come over here. We're going to run over here to fantasy, to the Wolf Fang folder, people, Genesis 9, clothing, me, Genesis 9. This is going to be Wolf, Wild Fang, G outfit, G9. Okay, we're good. No, not quite. There we go. That looks good. Product is going to be Wild Fang Outfit G9. I'm just going to leave those as they are. That is me. This is good. Hit accept on that. I'm going to let that just get saved out like that. Did my heater did go out last year in February. That was really annoying and very expensive. Like 13 euros. What the hell? It costs more. It costs a lot more than that for me to just take a train down to the city. Well, by a lot more, maybe like, I don't know. I haven't been on the train in a while, but it was over 20 bucks. And I imagine that was 6 years ago, and I'm sure they just keep raising the prices. The train to Helsinki Airport is like 7. Dang. you spend you spend almost as much to get to the airport as you just for the flight. Crazy, man. Our utility bills. My utility bill's always monster in the winter. The electricity goes down, but then I got to pay for oil heat. Oh, it's only a couple days a month, so you got to kind of sneak in there. It's those days you don't want to travel, but you make a point to try to do it anyhow. Okay, I think I'm going to do a quick. This is heading in the right direction here. So I'm going to stop that. I want to take a quick look at the boots and Blender. I'm going to load that in real quick. And then activate, import. Come back over to the whip folder. There is the boot. Did I just accidentally export instead of import? I think I accidentally exported over the boot. Damn it. Have I saved you? I've saved you. I'm gonna I have to re-export the boot. I accidentally overwrote it. Oh boo hoo hoo. Open project boot. All right. Do that and then file export obj selected. Wild Fang boot. Then thin and welded, and I'm okay there. Back into here. That is import Wild Fang boot. That is import. That is okay. So the boot. Oh no, I gotta fix that. The boot is designed for Genesis 8 though. Excellent. Um, we have to fix that. Did that fix it? Yay! Now we're going to re-export the boot. Export OPJ selected. Boot. Yes. Over here. All right. Re-import. No, I'm moving too fast, aren't I? There's a window waiting here. There we go. That's better. I'm going to add a little bit of thickness to this in here. But other than that, and so for the boot, we're going to reshape the toe a little bit. We're going to add a sole and a heel on there. So there's still a little bit of work to do on the boot. This outfit is looking good. I may or may not still add a cape. I haven't decided yet. And we have the start of a headband. So anyhow, that's where we're kind of leaving off for today. And we have a sword in here somewhere. Let's take a look at the sword before we call it a day. So people, the sword is over in Genesis 8, isn't it? And I haven't loaded in And we have a scabbard somewhere that'll go with the sword. So that's where we are today. Hey, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. We're gonna call it a day. It's 4 o'clock. It was good to see our good friend Complete Freedom um, pop in. Always a pleasure to see Sam showing off his new airplane. Hey, Statler Wardrobe. Always a pleasure to catch you too, man. Thanks for being here. We had Art in the house. We had the awesome sauce that is Tesno Pesno. We saw CS Bond, baby. We will be back tonight, 8 p.m. for the Saturday Night Social. Hey, I have a Discord. Feel free to join, and if you post stuff in the gallery, damn it. If you put stuff in the gallery, we will share that tonight on the Saturday Night Social. Hey, I sell stuff at Daz. Feel free to check it out. And yeah, so if I don't see you tonight, I hope you have a good rest of a Saturday or Sunday. And if I do, yeah, cool. Let's find somebody to rate on. Hey, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. I think we saw Leo over there on the YouTube. Hey, check out our good friend Leo on YouTube, by the way. Hasn't been doing a lot, but says he's planning to. And we'll eventually add a sound for Leo. Um, Where's my Twitch? Where's my Twitch? So on Twitch, we're going to raise somebody. We're going to find a friend. Why is that stuck? Am I even streaming on Twitch? I am streaming on Twitch. Plobby is on with 53 people. Plobby's a good friend. Dark Native is streaming. You know, I haven't rated Supreme Doom in a little while. I'm thinking Supreme Doom maybe. I don't see Taddy today. Taddy Bidet, another friend, but I don't see them streaming. I'm scrolling down. We're going to roll our way back up. Back up a little bit more. Back up a little bit more. Taddy's there. Okay, I just missed Taddy. We just rated Taddy last week though. Oh yeah, there's Taddy. Our good friend Taddy Bidet. Check them out if you haven't already. But I think today we're going to go hang out with our good friend Supreme Doom and the Crafty Collection. A good friend and a crafter. Today she is doing, it says whip it good. I think she's doing diamond art, but I'm not entirely sure. I could be wrong. Anyhow, if you can stick around for the raid, that would be awesome. Hey, if you're not a subscriber, feel free to copy that raid call. If you are a subscriber, not only are you awesome, but you get to use the sub raid call. There we go. All right, and let's do this. Slash raid. Supreme Doom 56 is where we're heading today. Control V. There we go. Raid has been started. Yeah, let's do this. I will be back tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time for Saturday Night Social Art Share, Discord chat, and an old cartoon. It is now 2026, so a whole new fresh batch of Mickey Mouse cartoons are in the public domain. So we're going to go get one of those from 1930. So that's probably what we'll be watching tonight. Anyhow, yeah, I hope I catch you later. Hasta la vista, baby.